started, please. If you can please find your seats, that'd be great. We have a little short video.
Morning. Hi, Esther.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I worked very hard on the script.
Did you?
I'm gonna have some.
Okay, sounds good. Excuse me.
Okay, good morning and welcome everybody. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. Thank you for coming. We always start off with introducing our organizers. We have Esther Lopez, back here in the back. Nancy Lauer as often is hiding in the back somewhere. And then I'm Ernesto Gamboa, so welcome. We always start off with a short video on 1 Million Cups.
1 Million Cups is a weekly educational program developed by the Paso Foundation.
Over the years, we've had more cities, creates a great energy to see what's happening across the country.
What I've learned from other entrepreneurs is very, very valuable. Sitting in a meeting with people that have ideas too, it helps me to believe that, you know what, my idea is worth something, it's worth pursuing, it's worth going after. Even if it looks like a challenge, I should still go out and try to do it.
Okay, so what is 1 Million Cups? It's started by the Kaufman Foundation with the purpose of helping and promoting entrepreneurs and building a networking infrastructure. Every week we bring in 2 entrepreneurs and they tell you their story, their trials, their tribulations, successes, and then you all get to ask them questions for 15 minutes, and that's the real value add. Every entrepreneur that we've had says, you know, we've got such valuable feedback, we've got some ideas on how to take our business in a different direction or new products. So that's the real value add. Don't be afraid, get in the weeds, ask them the tough questions, give them that feedback. I'd like to do a shout out to our sponsors. Our delicious coffee is by pickup.coffee, and he always reminds me, that's actually the domain name, pickup.coffee, so also visit them online. And then of course our venue sponsor, the Hub of Human Innovation. Please download the mobile app for 1 Million Cups and check in. The mobile app also has a feature where you can provide feedback to the presenters after the fact. So if you don't get a question in right now or you remember something later, you can provide that feedback. So that's really good. And please don't forget to join the community, www.1millioncups.org/El Paso. And then follow us and also the Hub on Facebook and Twitter sites. You can follow both 1 Million Cups and the Hub on Facebook and Twitter. And with that, I'll introduce our first presenter, Arturo Vargas with Vargas Voter Initiative.
Yes, thank you, Ernesto. So basically, guys, this is a fairly new company. It's Vargas Voting Initiatives. It is a political consulting firm. Basically, it's a company that focuses on, for example, tactics used in political campaigns such as fundraising. It could be planning and strategy. It could be initial tactics used. We basically do all that. Like I said, it's a fairly new company, and one of our philosophies for this company is keeping the wheels in politics in motion. I basically chose that philosophy because to me that's what campaigns represent. They represent, usually, I'm sure you guys are aware, usually campaigns represent some form of transitions, whether it be a leadership, whether it be ideals, beliefs, usually represents something that the candidate wants. And I work with the candidates, making sure that that transition is possible, and I do my best to make sure that it's that he is elected. So a little bit about myself. My name is Arturo Vargas. I have 3 years. I'm fairly new. 3 years as a political operative. I've been doing campaigns for over a year now. Basically, I do hold a bachelor's in political science. I graduated in May 2016. And basically, I am a current grad student as well. I'm working in a master's in public policy, which I'll graduate in 2019. And notable campaigns that I've been a part of is Peter Schwartzbein for District 1. We basically did the consulting, fundraising, event creation, recruiting, management, the canvassing, the data input, and the training for that campaign. And I'm sure you guys are aware of, there's basically campaigns going on in El Paso, the electoral processes for mayor and for city councils. A lot of seats are open. And basically, I am for Jaime Marcelo for District 3 City Council. I was hired on basically to do consulting work for him. We also do canvassing training, management. I do the budget as well for the campaign. And I do a lot of canvassing as well and recruiting for Jaime Marcelo, which I'll later show you that it led to a runoff election that we're currently still battling, currently still fighting for victory. And Ruben Gonzalez for tax assessor, I was in charge of the West Side region for canvassing, and that's another example that I worked on with Ruben Gonzalez. I did pay my dues. I didn't just show up in a leadership position and was given a free way. As you all know, campaigns basically start from the bottom up. You basically have to work your way up to victory. So what I did essentially is I paid my dues. I basically met goals for canvassing. As a canvasser, you have to meet certain requirements, but then afterwards they gave me leadership positions because I showed those initiatives. So basically, initiatives such as that weren't required of me, such as fundraising, for example, recruiting goals, for example, canvassing goals that I stayed extra hours. To sum it all up, I went the extra mile within each campaign. Results so far, Peter Schwarzbein is our current representative for District 1 City Council. A lot of initiatives were credited to my efforts. Basically, the recruiting, the fundraising, the event creation, the tactics that were used by me led to a victory for City Council District 1. And all the West Side precincts, which I'll show you in the next slide, that I was in charge of for Ruben Gonzalez led to a victory for those West Side precincts. Under my leadership, currently Jaime Marcelo is in a runoff election. Like I said, we're still we're battling out for victory right now. So basically, these are examples of certain areas I've won. Fire Station 2, Tennis West, Lincoln Middle. I was all in charge of those areas, and if you notice, we have a substantial votes more than Syria Rocha, who was our opponent at that time. And then this is a current from the elections website stating our runoff election for Mr. Jaime Marcelo, who I did the consulting and a lot of other things for him. But with that being said, I am a new business. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs here who have their new businesses. And I'm free to take any questions that you guys have concerning political consulting or anything business aspect-wise.
Okay, questions? 15 minutes
Yes,
for
ma'am.
questions?
Why did you go into this?
I went into this because I think that the right person who's elected to be in the position at the right time can be a person who does substantial change. We've seen that basically in presidents, we've seen that in the local level, and basically any president who's at the right time, at the right moment, and who has the right leadership skills does a great amount of change in the whole nation, or it could be even in the local level. For example, President Obama is now looked at as a consequential president rather than a president who will be forgotten. Now that'll be whether you think it's I'm not sure where you guys believe in conservative agendas or liberal agendas, but what we can agree on is that he did a lot. Basically, he was a person who did a lot of change as a president. And you can see that in the local levels as well. There's certain leaders who basically are consequential in their actions. And so that's my philosophy in choosing and why I do things, because I believe that the right person at the right time can do a lot of change. Yes, sir.
I have a question. I actually did some work for David Saucedo.
Yes, sir.
And my biggest question was, you being a young political consultant,
Yes.
4 years ago, I think 1,200 people under the age of 40 voted in the election. What are your goals to engage younger voters, and what are your goals to target and inspire young people to go out and vote?
Yes, so basically, I was a part of a voting initiative with the senator's office, and one of the things we did is basically educate young folks. I went to Socorro, basically talked to the high schoolers a little bit about it, and educate them in the process to saying that they can be that change. A lot of young folks think that they can't do anything in the political process. It's for older people. For example, it's for people who have money, or I don't know, they don't believe in the grassroots change and educating in all that process. So what I did basically as I went to with the senator's office is basically I helped out talking to young folks about the process and how even you as a young person can be that change in the political process. So that's one way we do it. Is basically also help and motivate people to say that they can be that change. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So that with Jaime Barcelo, you guys are coming from behind on the original.
That is true,
So
yes.
what's your strategy, or do you go after the other people's votes, or what is your?
Yes, for example, if you notice, there were other 4 candidates. Basically, what we do and what we're currently doing is basically getting the votes that were theirs, for example. A lot of them are currently going to us. Like Elias Camacho is currently, well, another candidate, I shouldn't really say names right now, but a lot of, you basically have to battle out those votes that the candidates who had those votes, you have to get those votes, if that makes sense. I don't want to mention any names.
But I mean, if your dog is in the fight, you think they'll go back to vote? Or
That's another trick that you have to do, basically, is garnering the support of them and making sure that that you're the right candidate, contacting them and staying in contact with their voters, as well as yours, gaining still support from yours, and basically motivating them to go out to the polls. Yes, sir.
So are you focused, I think it's the same question, are you focused more on endorsements by the
Yes.
non-elected candidates, or by just getting more voters to go out and vote for?
Well, it would be both. Basically, we do try to keep our support base. As you can see, we weren't that behind, so we try to keep that support base for Jaime. But we do want the endorsement. For example, Peter Schwarzbein was a perfect example. I'll mention that one since it's already happened. Basically, I'm sure you're aware, maybe you've seen the news that Rick Bonard was basically in 3rd place with Peter Schwarzbein, and he ended up endorsing Peter Schwarzbein. And what they did basically is got the endorsement by the El Paso Times. Rick Bonard wrote an article, for example. He also canvassed with Peter Schwarzbein during that period, and which led to an increase of voter turnout for him. So yes, it's that endorsement.
I would kind of want to put you on the spot a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about El Paso's, I think you call it apathy, and ideas that you might have, and how we can get more El Pasos to get out and vote?
With El Paso, I think a lot of it is apathy. Like, for example, this election cycle, people were, as I was canvassing at the doors, people were fed up by the previous election cycle with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. They were just tired of that whole election. So what we wanted to bring a fresh approach, for example, of fresh leadership, and basically motivate them to go out the doors. How we did that is basically saying that, looking at the candidate's qualifications, he's not really necessarily looking as a corrupt leader or anything like that. And basically looking at his track record and just motivating them again in the political process, where they can trust in the political process again, and basically motivating them again to, yes ma'am.
When you talk canvassing, were you talking door to door, or are you talking
Yes.
digital?
No, grassroots canvassing. We are currently working on a social media platform, basically a campaign for social media, but what I do specifically and focus on myself is the grassroots.
So like meetings like this? Or
No.
house to house?
House to house, yes. Basically, we have a script for the canvassers. We create the scripts. We do tactics for the canvassers.
And they're all paid to do that?
Well, sometimes the candidate has a support as well. He has some volunteers that basically, like for example, they have professions. Usually the candidates, so a lot of people think he did well in those professions, and they want to help him in the volunteer base for the campaign, throughout the campaign. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
As such a young person, how did you get the courage and the resources to actually open your own company?
I believe that I can do it. I just had the confidence that I can do it. I learned a lot. I tell people that I was an intelligent follower. When I was young and in campaigns, I didn't just go with the motions as I was in the campaigns, but rather when someone taught me something, whether it be a political communication strategist, a social media strategist, I took notes, I listened, and I just learned a lot from each process. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not currently learning. I'm trying to learn the best I can still, but I just try to be that intelligent follower when I'm in either position. And I have confidence based on what I've learned, and that's why I started this business, because I believe I can do it.
Do you go after a candidate trying to become his supporter based on what the candidate believes, or are you semi-agnostic? You know, I will take this person or this person, or I guess, is your heart behind it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are candidates you wouldn't work for.
Yeah, there are some.
Okay.
Currently, each candidate I do believe in. So far, I haven't worked for someone that I did not believe would be that leader that would bring about change. So I want to keep that track record of basically believing in the candidates and believing he can be that leader.
And what if one of the other candidates wanted to hire you? Would you say, I don't think I'm a good fit, or would you?
Well, I would have to talk with them, for example, seeing what they want to do, their platform, their message, and if I agree with it, if I believe in them, I usually go on board and work for them.
And do you ever try and change their platform, or
I do.
shade it a certain way to make
Yes,
it more palatable?
Yes, if they're open to it, I usually do.
Interesting.
Sometimes you see a candidate that, they're running, and a lot of the times you don't know what they stand for, what they're going for. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more of that as to what they believe in, what are their changes. So how can we go about finding information about each and every one of them to see who you really want to vote for?
In a synopsis.
Yes. So basically, that's where the tactics come in for a campaign. A lot of what you go out and do in the community, there's just a lot of tactics that you can use to get the word out. Mailers are a popular one, social media campaigns are a popular one, and getting that message out to people, just for examples.
Any other questions? Okay, the final question is always from the community. What can we do to help you, your organization?
So basically, just get the word out. I'm fairly new, so if you know someone who wants to run, yeah, just hand them one of my cards, mention my company.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Pictures. All right, thank you. We always have really good presenters here at 1 Million Cups. We've had a lot of very good luck, but I really like Arturo's story. Actually, both of our presenters today have a really great story, as you'll hear next. But I'm a political junkie. Yes, it's sad, I'm a nerd, but I never thought of how to turn my political obsession into a business. And so obviously this young man is smarter than me in a lot of ways. So that's really cool. Whatever your obsession is, whatever your passion is, you can turn it into a business. And there's a lot of infrastructure and support out there for you to do that, to help you do that. So now we have some community announcements. First though, if you did not sign in on your way in, please do so before you leave. Please sign in. We have to report that back to Kaufman and our other funders and supporters, so please do that. Very important. If you've been here in the past, you don't need to fill out the whole thing. Just your name will suffice. But if it's your first time here, please make sure you give us all your contact information. Community announcements, we always like to give the audience as a whole. Does anybody have an announcement that they would like to share? One? Yes, sir? John?
Last week I presented Vitania, and I was surprised by the number of questions about the technical aspects of the technology. So I brought a flyer, I'll put it on the table in the back that has links. If you'd really like to read the medical study of how the technology works, you're welcome to do so.
Okay, thank you. Any others? I thought I saw somebody else. Yes, sir?
Evolve Credit Union has kites for kids this Saturday. Bring your kids over, hosting a little lunch for them. We provide the kites. Have a good time for the kids and the grandkids. It's going to be at 8840 Gazelle, right across the main office at the park, 11 to 1. Bring your kids out if you'd like to host it.
My son's in San Antonio. Can I still go get a...
Go get a kite.
All right. So it's just kites. Kites for everyone. All right. I love kites, but really, my son's going to be out of town, so... Okay, so now we have some community announcements. One more. Sorry, Ryan.
That's right. United States Green Building Council is having our monthly green drinks tomorrow night. It's going to be starting at Debbie, across the street pretty much. We're also going to be having...
What time?
5:30.
5:30.
And then at this, about 15 minutes into it, we're going to start a sustainable bike ride. So if you have a bike helmet or anything like that, we're going to be touring a couple of the different sustainable buildings that have gone on downtown and taking a look at them. So more than welcome to join us. It's an open thing. If you have any type of sustainable mindset, come join us.
Cool. I have an unsustainable mindset, actually. But I can definitely support the Green Building Council and ride in the test. So, first announcement, the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is having their 13th annual Women's Business Symposium. They call it Dancing Backward in High Heels. Doesn't sound hard to me. But that's tomorrow at the Wyndham. So if you'd like more information, please see us and we'll give you that information. You probably walked by the preparations for the Amor por Juarez art auction. That's tomorrow from 5:30 or 6 o'clock until like 10 o'clock. You can either get your tickets at Eventbrite, or even better, if you go next door, you can pay for it in cash and you don't get charged that extra fee. So again, that's an art auction here tomorrow out in the hall. You can pass by it. The Medical Center of the Americas Innovation Center is having a proof of concept competition with funding available from between $5,000 and $50,000 if your project is selected. The applications are due June 19th by 3 p.m. and then the winners will be announced on July 6th. So again, if you have a project, a proof of concept, some sort of technology prototype that you're working on, please see us. Esther with People Fund is having people start. Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
Go ahead.
Okay, so that's, are you interested in capital and training to expand your budding startup business? Our People Start program is here to help. That's on June 7th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it'll be at the El Paso Small Business Development Center, which is on Viscount. So again, if you're interested in that, please see us. And then always we remind you, please follow the Downtown El Paso Insider. You can sign up for their weekly newsletter. It's on downtownelpaso.com. Find out about all the things that are happening downtown, and obviously we here are part of downtown. The Hub has a couple of things. Build a successful crowdfunding campaign. This workshop will teach you the fundamentals of how to properly research, plan, create, and launch a successful crowdfunding campaign. There's a lot of interest in that. I'm here to tell you crowdfunding can be successful, but it's more an art and a science, and we have some knowledge. So please come join us. That'll be Saturday, July 15th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you'd like to get more information, see any one of us or Nancy. And then also we have Startup Now, Discover, Validate, Launch Your Business. That's another, the SHIFT program from the Hub, Saturday, June 17th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it'll be right here for $40, students or $30. Again, see us for more information. And I believe that's it. Anybody else last chance for an announcement? Okay, this time is to give out our travel mug. I've been asking questions and I'm kind of running out of questions. So to encourage everybody to continue dropping in their business card, I'm going to do a business card draw this time. So let's see who comes up. Positive Design Company. Let's say the name. Who's that? Oh, so you win. What's your name, sir?
Hyman.
Hyman. Congratulations. It's your first time, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen you, so awesome. That worked. Okay. With that, I'll bring up our next presenter. Also a fantastic story, as you'll see, Eddie Pedregan. And I may have to start dressing nicer with it.
Good morning. I want to say thank you to 1 Million Cubs El Paso for having me speak to y'all today. Very truly honored to have this opportunity just to meet people that have ideas, have innovations, and honestly have the desire to take that risk. I think one of the things that we can all do is inspire other people to do the same thing, because we have such a beautiful city, we have such a beautiful opportunity, but sometimes it's just taking that extra step. So I want to say thank you for you guys having me. I am the owner of Stedifly Consulting. We are a mobile marketing technology firm. I want to talk today about myself, my story, and of course our Razzle app and our CMS. We do proximity marketing solutions, and I'm sure you all probably think another marketing company. But we're not just another marketing company, as you guys will see. So, as I said, my name is Eddie Pedregan. I am a Texas certified teacher. I graduated from UTEP in 2001. I'm certified to teach English and health. I was also a pharmaceutical sales rep for Sanofi Aventis and Septicor. I did that for 3 years. After that, I went into the medical device sales in the cardiac cath lab. I sold interventional cardiology, aspiration catheters and hemostasis products, as well as coronary and peripheral atherectomy with Spectranetics and vascular solutions. So the reason I went back to teaching was the best thing happened in my life. I got custody of my kids. So it's going on 5 years now. My son's 15, my daughter's 11, and they're the highlight of my life. I left a job that was amazing to go teach, that way I could be a dad. And that is the best thing that has ever happened in my life, is being able to be a full-time father. So they're my pride and joy. I've taught for the Clinton Independent School District and the Sled Independent School District. I actually resigned this past January from teaching. I was a head softball coach at Parkland High School from 2011 to 2016. I also was an assistant football coach, and I had the wonderful opportunity to work for some great coaches. I worked for Tom Work, who in my opinion, hands down, the best coach, football coach ever to come out of El Paso. I also worked for Jerry Walker, another 100-game winner, and also for Coach Ron Barrett, who was the former athletic director at Sapporo. So I mention these men because they gave me a lot of insight on how to treat people. They gave me insight on how to respect people and how to listen to people, and then also, how to coach. And coaching is learning. So that's one of the things that I've taken with me in this opportunity I've done now. So let me go ahead and talk to you guys about the Stedifly story. So this is an actual quote that my mom told me. She said, "Be miserable like all the teachers and be thankful you have a job." I was at a crossroads with my career. When I stopped coaching, I realized that I didn't want to teach. And teaching is tough. I'll be very honest with y'all. Teachers do not get the credit that they deserve. They do not get the pay they deserve. There is so much work, so much responsibility, and quite honestly, they deserve better. But for me, it was time for me to take a look at, can I do this for the next 47 years of my life? Because that's how many more years I have to teach in order to retire. I'm guessing. But also, it was just some things that, yes, we work 187 days a year. Yes, you have summers off. But yes, you also get paid once a month. And then you also only get a 2% raise every year. And I come from the private industry where I'm used to getting a 6 to 12% raise every quarter. So that was always tough. And I haven't met a teacher who's taught 5 years or 35 years, but that last week of the month is not broke. And that was me all the time. So it's a tough, tough profession. The way you get paid, the way you're stressing the kids, but at the same time, it's probably the most rewarding profession, dealing with the kids. So I was at a crossroads, and I ran into an old friend of mine who, basically, I resigned, and I didn't have a plan. I said, I'm not going to be miserable. And so I left teaching, and I didn't have a job. I just had faith. And I came across an old friend of mine, the sign guy. He did real estate signs, installing and taking them out, and then I was helping him out, and his business was kind of not organized. So I said, hey man, you need an app. You need an app where realtors can request a sign, and then you can get on the back end, and then you can tell them, hey, I posted and whatnot. And so it made me start researching for an app for real estate signs. And through an idea and through curiosity, I came across a guy in India who was looking to bring his app platforms to the United States. He had already built them, he was selling them. I had no idea what mobile apps were, and I'll be very honest with you. I just came across him saying, hey, you want to make mobile apps? Like, I can help you. I was curious. You know, I needed the help. So, lo and behold, I found a Stedifly. I was going to build mobile apps for small businesses, make them very affordable, and everyone's going to use them, and they're going to have 1,000 downloads, and they should be the best thing since sliced bread. And then I got the El Paso's brutal lesson on technology. Come to find out that a lot of businesses don't even have a website, much less where they can invest in a mobile app. So, of course, with optimism and confidence, I said, I'm going to succeed because I'm not going to be a miserable teacher. So I've always believed that if you're not obsessed with what you want, then you're never going to be happy. It's got to be an obsession. It has to. And it's just something that some people may think I'm crazy, but when I want something, I'm competitive, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to find a way. And my biggest motivation was my mom telling me, be miserable. Because I grew up her telling me, go get your college education, get a good job, okay? And that way you can be successful. I'm timed out here. All right, so Stedifly Consulting. I'm just going to go over a couple of our products that we've done. We've actually created David Salcedo's mobile app. I built that one. We're building an app for Eastwood's Booster football team. And this is our Razzle app. This is our iBeacon technology app. So we can create a mobile, or actually, we can create a mobile conversation with your customer in your store using iBeacons, which are these right here. And we're proudly been added to the proximity directory, one of 400 companies in the world to provide this, one of 9 in Texas. So the problem with the big box retailers, everyone was testing beacons. The problem was that users had to download an app for every single store. And that's this in a nutshell. Beacons are the future of retail because of mobile engagement using beacon, low Bluetooth energy. So what we did is we created Razzle. It's one app that you can use for the entire city. So users only download one app. I built the platform, I built the CMS. All companies have to do is subscribe at a very low cost of $30 a month per spot, and they can actually engage their customers and receive analytics. They don't have to invest in CMS, they don't have to invest in a mobile app. It's all built for, and what benefits the users is you have one app that you can use for the entire city. So Stedifly, the Razzle app enables retailers to reach customers at the point of decision. And I ended right on time.
Okay. 15 minutes for questions. Questions, please.
What does CMS stand for?
You know what? I don't really exactly, to be honest with you, because I have partners in Poland. The guys in Poland build my CMS. What that does is when you become a subscriber of your business, you actually get it's actually a site where you build your campaigns. So you get your beacons and then you arrange your campaigns according to how you want to do them, whether it's through well, it's actually a platform that you log in and then you manage your campaigns and you can target users by the time they do.
It's a content management system. It's a way to build a website by clicking like WordPress, Squarespace, CMSs.
Right. So the way it works is on the app, the users get engaged, but the business has to set up a campaign. For example, imagine walking into a car dealership. What's the first thing that happens?
The car salesman.
The car salesman comes in. Okay? With this app, you can actually walk into a dealership and you can start getting engaged with a mobile conversation about vehicles around you. Wherever you go, it'll trigger a message. And you're in a very secure area with you and your phone. And when you're ready for a sales rep, you just put the call to action button and the sales rep will come over to you. So what this does is it allows you to create a user experience in your store. For example, if you own a boutique, and you pair clothes and outfits. As you walk in, the customer walks in, they can actually get triggers on the stylist picks for new products. If they have a bag, if they have sunglasses, a pair of pants, and a shirt, the stylist can put it together, yes.
Does it physically repel the salesperson until you're ready?
Well, no. But the interesting thing is, a lot of these campaigns in proximity marketing with beacons are happening in Europe right now. Ford is actually testing beacons, they've been testing them. The Detroit Motor Show has tested beacons. South by Southwest actually had beacons at their store, at their conference last year. Yes, sir.
Can you actually make a purchase? Was it allow them to make a purchase online?
You know what? Our app, we cannot do that yet because we're still dealing with the security issue of credit cards and that technology. So there are other beacons that you can pay, but with our platform, we can't. Yes, sir.
Would you compare the concept of beacons that you described here to geofencing?
Well, geofencing, we have geofencing with our campaigns as well. So what a geofence is geofence, you put a radius around a certain area. It's almost like an imaginary fence. And as a user enters, they'll get the trigger. You know, so the difference between geofencing is you can have a radius. With beacons, it's proximity. So whether I set my beacon, I set my beacon to touch, whether I set it to trigger within less than a meter, greater than a meter to 4 meters, or greater than 4 meters to outside. That's how these work. So all this is a Bluetooth low-level transmitter.
So customers, as they walk in, you hand them one of those?
No. These are above the doorways or by the clothes racks. So whatever you want the campaign to trigger, that's where these go.
So those put a perimeter around the area?
He's talking about a geofence.
Yeah.
So a geofence is different, right?
It's like a micro geofence almost.
Small
proximity.
Yeah, it's about proximity, yes, it is. Now, the good thing about these things is people have some misconceptions about security. Are they going to get my information or are they not? With our app, you don't give your information, you just give your gender and your age if you want to. And the reason that I would recommend that is because when businesses set up their campaigns, I'm sure if you're a 45-year-old male, you don't want to get triggers on women's purses. You know, or so that way the people can actually target their users, and with their analytics on our CMS that we have,
keep going.
Okay. So because our customers get analytics. So whoever gets engaged with a beacon actually will trigger to the CMS, the backend analytics. So businesses will be able to find out who is looking at their campaigns. Is it males? Is it females? What is your age group? At what time of day and what day? That way, if you're trying to do a campaign on a Friday from 5 to 8 and you're targeting women and all of a sudden you just have men, you have the idea to retarget your campaigns. Yes.
Do you have to sign in to that signal?
The only thing you have to do is use our app and turn on your Bluetooth, which most people already have their Bluetooth already on.
Yeah, but normally you have to sign in to that, I forgot what you call it.
Download it?
No, well, you have to download that, but you don't have to sign into it.
You don't?
No, you don't.
Wait, so that...
If you have the app,
Sounds like a security problem to me.
well, it's not a secure problem, because this is just a transmitter for campaigns through the app. But you do not have to sign in and give your information for the app. Matter of fact, I'll show you the app right now. We have our beta mode. So as you download the app, okay,
There you go. When you download, you can get malware and et cetera, et cetera.
well, you download it from the Apple Store or the Google Store.
The app?
The app, yes. Yes, we're
Stedifly.
yes. Well, the app is called Razzle,
Razzle.
and we are iOS developers and Google Play developers.
It's not on the App Store.
It's not out yet. We're launching it in about 10 days. Yes, because we just finished our CMS with the Poland guys. Let me just tell you guys, I never thought I'd be working with an international partner from Poland, and actually got these two guys. It is an amazing experience. You know, and the worst thing is that I work at 9 because that's when it's their day. So for the past 2 weeks, I'm a little tired. Usually I'm asleep at this time. But I've been working from about 9 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning working with these guys on our CMS. But it is absolutely a wonderful opportunity working with these guys from Poland. And also the guys from India. It's just an amazing experience. And I never thought myself, being from El Paso, would have that opportunity to work with guys from Europe. You know, the beacons that we order from Poland as well. That's through contact. Yes.
But more of a comment, but I mean, it seems like this could, for the retail stores, this could, eventually integrate into the Amazon camera that you can put in your closet that, shows the outfits and things like that.
Right, you can integrate beacons in your home as well.
Yeah.
You can even do it for remote controls. So let me just show you real quick. You just go to all offers, and you get one here at Paso. And I just put a BMW one, for example. So as I'm walking in to BMW, I'll get a hi Eddie. It gives you a personalized message because you put your name, and so everyone will be triggered by their name if they enter their name. Okay. So as you approach a car, you can actually get information on the vehicle. Okay.
But that's through the app, right?
Yes, through the app.
Not like a text or something.
Right, it's not a text, it's through the app. Now, the other thing that we're also can do is an Eddystone platform, which is Google's platform. And do you guys know what the physical web is? The physical web? Google's physical web? Okay, so one of the biggest problems was having to have an app to utilize beacons. So what Google did is Google's implemented, they built a web on top of the web, which is called the physical web. Okay, with the physical web, you don't need an app to find beacons. For example, I have it right here, it's scanning, and I have no beacons nearby. Okay, so I don't know how to explain this without, I confuse everything. It's the physical web identifies beacons. Parking meters usually have beacons. And I don't know, the physical web icons look like this. You can actually search for beacons through the physical web.
Beacons are those things that you have in your pocket?
Yes.
That are all over so in this building, you could have a beacon in here, you can have a beacon at Del Paso Times, you can have a beacon at Staten, and you
Yes.
walk into any of these places, and it'll know that you're there.
Yes.
And
Well,
it'll
it'll
start,
it
"Hi,
can see
Eddie."
the trigger, whatever they have set up. The other thing you can also do is micro-location people and send them in museums. You can actually direct them in different ways. Yes, sir.
How much privacy am I giving up? Because if I have this app and I walk into BMW and it goes, hi Eddie, are you going to be able to know that I also went over to Mercedes and
No.
Tesla dealership?
Let me just tell you how this works. On our programming platform, okay, we put hashtag, name, exclamation mark. And what that triggers, that's the code for when you have the app, okay, and here's where I'll show you. Because a lot of people worry about your private information. So when you go to settings, and you go to your profile, okay, you just put whether, you don't have to do this at all, you do not have to do it. Your gender, your age, and then you can just put your first name. You say, I just put Eddie. See that? I don't have to log in anything. I don't have to put my email address. If you want to log into Facebook so you can do it, you can, but you just have to put your name.
Well, my phone has a unique IP address or something. So does the system know this phone was here and here and here today?
No. All we know is which beacons were triggered, and we just know on your profile the age and the gender.
Right.
That's how, but we don't have any, and our privacy policy states we don't have any private information. We don't go into your phone. We don't track your location. We don't get your UUID. We don't do anything like that. That's been a huge beginning hurdle with beacon technology, is people believing that I'm giving up my private information. But if you read the privacy policies, you'll notice that you're actually not even entering any information.
Okay. Nobody reads, but BMW would love to know if I've been to 3 other dealerships that day before I walked into their store.
Right, no, they would have no idea.
Okay.
And I don't even know if that'd be possible. I mean, I'm sure anything is possible.
Anything possible, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't happen. Yes. Okay, going back, so the beacon is what is at the businesses. Razzle is the app for all of El Paso, and it's a geometric area that Razzle takes care of.
Well,
so if I wanted to go to Las Cruces and buy one of those over there,
Razzle can work anywhere in the world. Razzle can work anywhere. The
So
only
Razzle
place,
is like a franchise of a geometric location.
no, Razzle's just an app, proximity marketing app. But Razzle needs beacons in the CMS platform to manage their triggers. So if I get a store in Las Vegas, Nevada, and they put beacons, Razzle will work over there.
So how will the business benefit from that? Because they're gonna, alleviate having a salesperson show them the car, having us, and it's already popping up so they can start reading it without having a salesperson. By the way, this BMW.
So this is how businesses benefit from using proximity marketing. Number one, the engagement turning into sales is usually at about 60%. Number two, they can actually profile and target their campaigns based on who's inside their store. So they know who's shopping, whether it's men or women, they know their age, and they'll get an identity of what's working and what's not. And the best thing about it is we're dealing with a generation of millennials. E-Mark, they don't want to leave their house. They can shop at their house. Yes, sir.
How do you make money?
The way that we make money is through a business's subscription into the app. So a business, if a business says, I want three points in your CMS, I want you to come set it up. So what we'll do is we'll go set up their CMS login, we'll set up their beacons, and it's a one-time setup fee between $99 to $199. And then for each beacon or each point, whether it's a geofence, QR code, iBeacon, it's about $30 to $35 a month that they pay to subscribe to use the CMS. So, yes.
Chicken and egg, if I download Razzle and there's no businesses that have it, I don't want Razzle. If I'm a business with beacons and nobody has Razzle, the beacons.
Exactly. So that's why it's not launched yet, but right now what we're doing, what I'm doing, being the only one, is I'm going out selling subscriptions to the businesses.
Okay.
Will the businesses get like a little marker to put like on the window?
Yes. Yes, we'll get the Razzle sticker. And then also we're doing a whole marketing campaign on social media. And actually we hired a company in San Diego that's going to handle all this stuff for us. Yes, sir.
Why Poland? Where did Poland get from?
Poland, the country Poland is actually one of the first receptors of beacon technology. So the guys that we are working with are actually one of the first people that started creating the iBeacon technology as far as the CMS is concerned.
I ask because there's a significant Polish population in El Paso. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that either. But you know, they're very. The Europeans have really engaged with beacons. As a matter of fact, the same CMS that they built for us, they built for FC Barcelona in their stadium. So they're using beacons in their stadium to engage users. And if you go to the Chihuahua Stadium, that can actually not only reach you at the stadium, but the beacons can actually take you to your seat. They can actually tell you, you can actually be able to order from the concession stands. There's all kinds of things. Every Major League Baseball stadium has beacon technology. Yes, sir.
Did you buy a franchise?
No, sir. What I did is, I learned about beacon and proximity marketing through just curiosity and reading. So then we created the app. But what I quickly learned, as my partner McKinney told me, was you need a CMS to manage the app. So luckily for him, he's been in the industry for about 16 years or so. So what he did is he was the one that helped me find the coders to build the CMS. And that's when we came across the guys in Poland for a beacon proximity CMS.
So the guy in Poland is the one that's putting the app on the App Store or whatever?
The Poland guys are the ones that built the CMS, the management system for us. So businesses can manage the beacons. We are Apple developers, we are Google Play developers. So we will be submitting the app to the app stores.
Any idea how long that's going to take?
The submission will happen in about 10 days, and usually Apple, what Apple looks for is they look for user integration. And how's it going to benefit the users? That way they just don't have so many apps. We quickly found that out when we submitted the David Salcedo app, and it got rejected by Apple because it had it was just information. There was really nothing else to it. So we had to change it.
I've heard horror stories about trying to get an app approved by Apple.
Right. This one is going to be a no-brainer in our experiences. It'll just take about maybe 3 or 4 days for Apple to release it, and then it'll be fine. Yes.
So where's the cost savings for the business?
Well,
is this just a major investment for them right now?
Well, let me just tell you this. Right now, the only companies that are able to use a Beacon platform are big box retailers.
Like BMW and Kmart.
Like Walmart and Target, they're all studied, and Best Buy. What we did is we created a CMS and an app for brick and mortar stores, for your local stores in the city where anyone can afford it, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a boutique, whether it's a shopping mall. You know, we've taken on the cost, so it eliminates the business having to use their own app, how to build an app. It eliminates having to integrate Beacon technology into their app, and it also eliminates them having to build their own customer management system. They use ours.
So like, let's say I go to a local restaurant all the time and there's 3 things that I order all the time. Will it know to tell me, hi, would you like steak tacos today?
No.
I'm just.
Yeah, no. There's different things that you can do at the restaurants, because we also have, you can do loyalty campaigns with either coupons, points, or stamps, and other things, but it's a whole platform of proximity marketing. Because not only can you do that, we also have digital signage. I don't know if you guys know what digital signage is. We got the TVs. So you can actually have a standby digital signage like that. And if a user walks by, say you're at a golf course, at a golf tournament, you want to find out when you're about to tee off. As I walk by and I get a proximity of the digital signage, it'll actually change the sign to me and what I'm looking for. So it'll engage me personally with the digital signage. So it's a whole, I mean, I wish I had time to really show you the whole entire platform, because it is amazing. It truly is. And the best thing is it's more than just coupons or loyalty. You know, it's a whole experience. So just imagine if you have the opportunity to go shopping and you're engaged. Most of the people look at their phone anyway looking at products. So if I'm approaching a new selection of products they just got in, I can actually get triggers on my phone to tell me what they are. You know, so now I'm engaged. Now I can actually look on the internet and compare them to other things. But the app can take you to an outside URL to do that for you. You know, same thing at a car dealership. You know, if I want to do comparisons, I want to check their inventory, I get triggers on the phone through the app. It's truly a technology that, I'll be honest with you, is still very new. But what I'm happy about is from Dallas, Texas to California, we're the only company that has it. Local. So the benefit of us being here is the fact that, let's say if someone has an issue, I'm here, I'm from here. I'll go there and I'll help you. If you want to know how do I build a campaign, well, the biggest problem we've had is people creating a user and engagement. How do I engage my customer? Well, I'm a teacher. I was trained for 7 years to engage students. So how do I engage students? Well, obviously it's got to be something interesting. That's why for me, I didn't want to just do a loyalty or coupons or points. I wanted to create something where I could get my brother, the typical millennial, out of his bedroom and out shopping. Because he will leave his room for his house for anything. They have to have a reason. And it's mobile engagement.
I've heard for maybe 18 months, maybe much longer, that Apple has a system themselves for like big box stores. So when you walk in and walk into Dick's Sporting Goods and you want to buy golf clubs, you can look up golf clubs and it will lead you to where it is in the store. Is this the same thing?
That is actually called a location-based like beacon management system. And we can do that, but we don't do that with our app. But you can actually find people in the location management system. That's what it's called. A location management system. So you can actually manage your location and send people in different places.
How are you structured as a business?
I'm a sole proprietor.
Are you looking for investors?
I'll be very honest with you, I am, and I actually have one of our apps that we built. I built a hyper-local directory app, and when we came into Razzle, I cannot handle it. So I am looking to license it or sell it, and it's called the Paso Linkster. It's a directory app, and what, I don't know if you guys know what hyper-local directories are. It's a big thing in India right now, and these are directories that are actually taking over Google and all the like Yelp. Because what it is users can actually find local places using the Linkster directory, depending on what they're looking for. And you can tailor it, make it for however you want.
They can leave reviews, they can check in, they can sort by distance, by ratings. And the good thing is that they're real ratings. You cannot buy ratings. I don't know if you guys know, but when you go to Yelp and you go to Google, you can actually pay for ratings in Google.
Well, just last question, what else can we as a community do to help you out?
You know, as a new entrepreneur, you know, it's being here today and listening to what our business is helping me already. Any feedback you can give us, anytime that if you can help me get the app out, or if you know businesses that would use this, please send them over to us. And the other thing is, please have people integrate technology. You know, El Paso honestly is about 5 years behind. And I know Facebook, like social media is great, but there's other things that we can do too that, because what we're doing here now, in all honesty, they did in Austin 5 years ago. You know, using hashtags on Instagram. You can hashtag, I get likes on my Instagram posts from people from all over the world, except for El Paso. And I'm thinking, my goodness, you know, I got a guy in Saudi Arabia following me, I got a guy in South Africa following me, I got a guy in the UK, for like 3 people in the UK follow me, but El Paso I don't reach because they don't have hashtags.
Leave a bunch of cards out there.
Yes.
Business cards.
Which, and I don't have any business cards.
Okay, number 1.
I'm gonna make that a new requirement for presenters.
Let me just explain what happened. So, I had to change my email address. Okay, so what happened was I had to order new cards and I disposed of the old cards I had. So I'm supposed to get them tomorrow. They're supposed to be here tomorrow.
Come back next week and leave them.
But
Come back and finish.
I will, and you know what, thank you all. I really appreciate it, and you know, I look forward to working with you all and see you guys.
I could job. I'm just acting. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. Just a real quick couple things. Please do sign up and present. We're looking for presenters. Please sign in if you did not on your way in before you leave. Please do sign in as I mentioned earlier. We're also looking for organizers. A couple of our organizers have had other things come up, so if you'd like to help out organizing this event, we'd love to have you, so please come talk to us. So please sign up, follow us, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Good job.